Safeguarding the past, shaping the future. The significance and advantages of historic preservation. The endeavor to preserve historical structures and cultural landmarks is not merely an act of conservation, it is a deliberate commitment to safeguard the tangible and intangible treasures that encapsulate a society's heritage. Historic preservation serves a dual purpose: protecting the physical remnants of the past and ensuring the continuity of collective memory, with benefits that extend far beyond nostalgia. At its core, historic preservation is a response to the impermanence of time. Historical structures, ranging from architectural marvels to everyday structures, embody the stories of bygone eras. These structures are tangible links to the past, reflecting the craftsmanship, societal values, and cultural expressions of the time in which they were created. Preservation acts as a bulwark against the erosion of these physical manifestations, allowing present and future generations to connect with the historical narrative. One primary purpose of historic preservation is the retention of a sense of place. Historical landmarks anchor communities in their roots, providing a visual and spatial context for understanding the evolution of society. Preserving landmarks, such as old town centers, ancestral homes, or industrial structures, contributes to the continuity of local identity, fostering a sense of belonging and pride among community members. Beyond the sentimental value, historic preservation holds practical advantages for urban planning and sustainable development. Adaptive reuse of historical structures minimizes urban sprawl and promotes the efficient utilization of existing resources. This sustainable approach not only preserves architectural character but also mitigates environmental impacts, aligning with contemporary efforts toward eco-friendly urban development. Cultural and economic revitalization is another significant benefit derived from historic preservation. Preserved historical districts often become hubs for cultural activities, tourism, and commerce. By attracting visitors and businesses, these areas contribute to the economic vitality of a community. Preservation-led revitalization projects have demonstrated their capacity to breathe new life into declining neighborhoods, fostering a renewed sense of community pride and economic prosperity. Moreover, historic preservation plays a pivotal role in education. Historical landmarks serve as outdoor classrooms, providing tangible opportunities for learning about the past. Educational programs centered around historical preservation engage students in hands-on experiences, connecting them with their heritage and instilling a sense of responsibility for the preservation of cultural legacy. Heritage tourism, spurred by well-preserved historical sites, is a growing industry that brings economic benefits to communities. Visitors drawn to historical landmarks contribute to local economies, supporting businesses and creating job opportunities. Heritage tourism not only stimulates economic growth but also promotes cultural exchange, fostering a global understanding of diverse historical narratives. Preserving historical structures is also an investment in social well-being. By maintaining connections with the past, communities build a sense of continuity and resilience. The physical presence of historical landmarks serves as a reminder of the challenges overcome by past generations, inspiring a collective determination to face contemporary challenges with the same resilience and ingenuity. In essence, historic preservation transcends nostalgia to become a dynamic force that shapes the present and influences the future. It safeguards tangible links to the past, fosters community identity, promotes sustainable development, revitalizes economies, educates future generations, and contributes to the overall well-being of society. As societies navigate the complexities of a rapidly changing world, the intentional preservation of historical heritage emerges not only as a cultural imperative but as a strategic investment in the richness of human experience. Exploiting historic preservation, unraveling the dark side of tax benefits. While historic preservation stands as a noble pursuit, there exists a disconcerting trend where some affluent individuals misuse the system for personal gain, often at the expense of taxpayers and the principles of inclusivity. In certain instances, the practice of historic preservation becomes a veil behind which the wealthy manipulate tax incentives to advance their agendas, perpetuate discriminatory practices, and shield their privileged enclaves from change. One of the primary ways some affluent individuals exploit historic preservation is by leveraging tax credits intended to encourage the preservation of historical structures. While these incentives are designed to support the restoration and maintenance of genuine historical landmarks, unscrupulous actors exploit loopholes to claim tax benefits for projects that serve their private interests rather than the broader community. In some cases, this may involve the renovation of properties that lack true historical significance, diverting public funds towards personal investments under the guise of preservation. Moreover, the practice of historic preservation is not immune to issues of discrimination and exclusion. Wealthy individuals may utilize preservation efforts as a tool to exclude certain communities, perpetuating discriminatory practices under the guise of maintaining historical character. This exclusionary approach, often manifesting as "not in my backyard" (NIMBY) sentiments, seeks to preserve an idealized version of the past that aligns with a particular socio-economic demographic, while resisting changes that could enhance inclusivity or diversify the community. The use of historic preservation for discriminatory purposes becomes particularly evident when affluent individuals exploit zoning regulations to maintain a homogeneous neighborhood. By designating certain properties or districts as historically significant, some individuals aim to restrict the types of developments allowed in their vicinity. This tactic not only reinforces socio-economic disparities but also impedes efforts to create more inclusive, diverse communities that reflect the evolving tapestry of society. Furthermore, the exploitation of historic preservation as a tool for personal gain often involves lobbying for tax benefits and subsidies that disproportionately benefit the affluent. The manipulation of tax credits and incentives intended for preservation projects can result in the channeling of public funds towards initiatives that primarily serve the interests of the wealthy, contributing to the perpetuation of economic disparities and the consolidation of privilege. In summary, while historic preservation holds the potential to enrich communities and preserve cultural heritage, its misuse by some affluent individuals raises concerns about equity, discrimination, and the responsible use of taxpayer money. Vigilance is essential to ensure that preservation efforts align with the principles of fairness, inclusivity, and genuine commitment to heritage, rather than becoming a tool for personal enrichment and perpetuating discriminatory practices under the guise of preserving history. Thank you for watching. My channel, The Renaissance Spirit, is dedicated to the pursuits of a just, equitable, and humanitarian world. Video topics encompass areas including the history, politics, religion, personal development, society, culture, social and environmental justice, and other topics of liberal arts and sciences including ancient Rome and the Roman Empire, which is a great comparison and contrast of the modern world. Topics perfect for the true modern polymath. The Renaissance ushered in a golden age in the pursuit of knowledge both lost to time and yet to be discovered. It gave birth to the Enlightenment and the Age of Reason. Embracing truth, knowledge, and an understanding and compassion for humanity opens up the world to each of us individually and improves all of humanity, affording us the opportunity to be better stewards of the earth and to each other. The Renaissance spirit. More than just a philosophy or style, but a style for living, learning, growing and thinking. Please subscribe, turn on notifications, and share. If you're looking to explore and experience what life has to offer, I'm sure you'll enjoy the other videos on my channel. Please peruse my video library, and let me know in the comments what you get out of them and what other videos you'd like to see. But first, please take the quiz next to see if you're a Renaissance spirit. Live the Renaissance spirit.